it condenses into white clouds.
In about 24 seconds, Dragon transitions to internal power. Falcon 9 computers will enter startup mode, which is when the Falcon 9 flight computers will take control of the countdown, guiding the rocket through the last seconds before liftoff. And at that moment, we will hear a call out saying Falcon 9 is in startup, and Dragon is in countdown, so let's wait for that.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Dragon is in countdown. All right, so both stages are now pressurizing for launch. We will next hear at T minus 45 seconds the SpaceX launch director Mike Taylor verifying go for launch.
Go for launch.
All right, range remains go for launch. Weather is a go. Today will be the first flight of both the booster and Dragon spacecraft.
T minus 30 seconds.
In spacecraft. Set.
And happy Thanksgiving. I have the R, F, 3, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine full power. And liftoff of CRS-26. Go Falcon and happy Thanksgiving. I have that.
That's right, liftoff of SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket for the 26th cargo resupply mission, bringing new science experiments and solar arrays to the International Space Station.
Ascent Aliyah. Payload is Chris. 26. God's name, Gematria. God is 26.
Great views there.
Just grave warnings.
Carrying NASA's CRS-26 mission. We are coming up on a few events happening back to back. That's going to be MECO, or main engine cutoff, as the first event. That's where all 9 of the M1D engines shut down on that first stage, all 9 of those engines that you see lit up on your screen there. And that's in preparation for the next event, which is stage separation. That's where the first and second stage separate. The first stage will flip around and make its way back down to Earth and land on a drone ship named Just Read the Instructions, while the second stage ignites its Merlin MVAC engine to boost Dragon to low Earth orbit during SES-1, or second stage engine start 1. And the last event is
Dragon.
the boost back burn to reduce the velocity of the first stage in preparation for atmospheric re-entry. And that whole sequence takes about 30 seconds, and we are coming up on those few events happening here in a few seconds.
There we go. Stage separation confirmed. Stage 1 boost back startup. Stage 2 ignition.
They're doing this so easy now. See, it drops back
Some
down.
really cool views there. We had MECO, stage separation, the MVAC engine lighting up on your right-hand screen. We also saw the first
Is that
stage.
like MEGO?
After the view of the second
MECO?
stage view there, falling back to Earth, doing a flip, and now in its boost back burn. That burn lasts about 30 seconds long.
Takeoff, MEGO, and offset. Now we have to find out what Quavo
There's that
means.
call out, and the boost back burn has shut down on the first stage. That is the left-hand screen. That's a view of the first stage there. On your right-hand screen, a view from the second stage looking at our MVAC engine. And you can see on your screen, on your left-hand screen, the grid fins are deploying on that first stage. Very cool views. You're watching a live webcast for
Wow,
the
that's the world. Does it look
commercial
flat to
resupply
you?
mission to the International Space Station for
Can't really
NASA.
tell.
This is SpaceX's 54th mission for 2022 and
Oh,
the 5th
54th
Dragon flight
mission.
to the International Space Station just this year. Now we lifted off just about 4 minutes ago from Kennedy Space Center at Launch Complex 39A.
Florida.
And so far, both vehicles on nominal trajectories. Again, on your left-hand screen is a view from the first stage.
Nominal
on the right-hand
trajectory.
screen, an awesome view of the second stage MVAC engine with the Earth in the background.
We're going to start using that word when we make our
For
targets.
the first stage,
Nominal
we're gonna make its way
trajectory.
back to our drone ship. Again, just read the instructions. It has a couple more burns to execute. The first is the entry burn. That's where 3 of the Merlin engines reignite.
Merlin
This helps to slow the stage
engine.
down as it re-enters the upper parts
The magician
of the
Merlin.
Great call outs there.
This is magic.
This entry burn helps to slow the vehicle down as it re-enters the upper part of the Earth's
Magician
atmosphere.
for King
The second
Arthur.
burn is the final burn for the first stage. It is called the landing burn, and this is a single engine burn that brings the vehicle's speed down rapidly in order to touch down on the drone ship. You may see some bursts of gas on your left-hand screen. That is nitrogen gas burst for attitude control. And again, you can see the grid fins. You can see 2 of the 4 grid
Nitro.
fins on the first stage.
Doesn't that usually
These are
speed things up?
hypersonic grid fins positioned near the
Race
top of the
cars?
first stage. So once it's in the atmosphere, stage 1 only uses the grid fins to steer as it makes its way back down to Earth. So they orient the rocket. They orient the rocket during re-entry.
So one
and
is
the
going
rocket-
down and the other's going up. The left side's going down and the right side's going up. Interesting. The up and the down. As above, so below.
For that call out, now you can see on your left-hand screen the entry burn has begun on the first stage.
Entry burn. So it has to burn to get back to Earth?
And there you can see those engines shut down. That concludes the entry burn for the first stage.
Entry
Again,
burn.
next up will be the landing burn for that first stage vehicle in just about 30 seconds or so.
So many of the codes I've been noticing
Stage 2
over
is
the
still
years
looking good
with
on
these
your right-hand
words.
screen. Again, a view from
And
the
to find
Falcon
out it
9
just had to
second
do with
stage, looking at the
rockets.
MVAC engine.
This is where I started. NASA is the one who gave me my scholarships. NSA.
About 20 seconds away from that landing burn
National
there
Science
on the first
Foundation.
stage. Again, this is a single engine, the center E9 engine burn.
The laser
To
program.
help slow the vehicle down
Lincoln
just
University.
enough to touch down on the drone ship.
And the MARC
Read the
program.
instructions there. And you can see that the landing burn has begun on the first stage. Let's watch as Falcon 9 touches down on Just Read the Instructions.
Just read the instruction. JRI.
Landing like deployed.
And it's going right to it. It's landing right on that XY. Wow. Precision, accuracy. It's no joke.
Really awesome views there. Falcon
It's just
9
a little
has
bit
touched down.
off.
As you can see it standing tall on Just Read the Instructions there on your screen. Now, while this Falcon 9 just completed its first flight, it marks the 153rd successful landing for an orbital class rocket. Now, next up, we do have SECO 1 on the second stage. That's where the Merlin vacuum engine will shut down.
They name every single
And
part.
SECO 1, or second stage engine
Stage 2
cutoff
has
1,
just received.
will
Merlin
be coming up
rocket.
here in just under 20 seconds.
He's in outer space. Outer space.
Incredible view there with the Earth in the background.
Is that the sun on the left?
SECO.
Seco. Second engine one.
And there we heard the call out for Seco and watched as that MVAC engine shut down. And great call out there. That means we have confirmation of a good orbit for the second stage. Still carrying the Dragon vehicle.
Carrying the Dragon.
Now we are T plus 9 minutes into the mission. Coming up on the last major task for stage 2, commanding separation of Dragon a couple minutes from now. And we expect to have live video of Dragon separation from the top of the Falcon 9 second stage, which looks into the trunk of the Dragon vehicle. See Dragon separation from the top of the Falcon 9 second stage, which looks into the trunk of the Dragon vehicle. CRS-26 will be joining the Crew 5 vehicle currently on orbit, so we'll be back to having 2 Dragon spacecraft docked at the space station. As for cargo, today we will be delivering more than 7,700 pounds of science, research, crew supplies, and vehicle hardware to the orbital laboratory and its crew. And to date, SpaceX has sent and brought back over 250,000 pounds of crew and cargo to and from the International Space Station. Pounds of thrust each. But there are no Super Dracos on this vehicle, no seats, no life support systems, and that saves
last night's winning numbers 29, 31, 46 chromosomes,
Dragon cargo vehicle
54. Didn't you say it was the 54th mission?
Dragon also has big solar arrays on the trunk. The dark side is covered in solar arrays, and the light side is a radiator to cool the spacecraft. This is SpaceX's 54th mission this year and 5th Dragon flight to station for 2022. And we lifted off just under 12 minutes ago from Kennedy Space Center at Launch Complex 39A. And we are just a few seconds away from Dragon separation from Falcon 9's second stage. We're looking at the trunk of the Dragon vehicle.
Dragon separation confirmed.
The trunk, they call it the trunk.
And as you can see there on your screen and hearing those callouts as well, Dragon is drifting away from Falcon 9's second stage.
Bye, Dragon.
Incredible view there. The next milestone coming up is the nose cone opening sequence. This protects the docking ring and navigation sensors.
Look at this.
And that's going to do it for me here in Hawthorne. So I'm going to send it over to Sandra.
Hunter is Orion and Artemis. Elon Musk exposes Hunter.
Hey, thanks, Jesse. Beautiful launch, as always. Great to see that. And the nose cone does cover the docking hardware, which will be critical tomorrow during docking operations.
SpaceX's website.
And rendezvous sensors, as well as the
Can't see so well because I have all that light.
Once open, the nose cone will stay open until the end of the mission, but will be reopened just after the deorbit burners.
This is what I want to see. Let's pause. Happen to pause at 14:22. This is stage 1, stage 2. It's showing the Earth as a circular object. Look at this. I just find this to be very, very curious. This is the way they're showing it in their mission control center. Look how flat the Earth is here. And look at the way the orbit is just like over it, like a halo. That doesn't look like around Earth. It looks pretty flat. You see the mission control center, and to the left there's an X, and the angles are at 10 o'clock position and 2 o'clock position. I think that's the mark of the beast. X. marks the spot.